Pride of Higara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone! Hello. This is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard to Starship Normal Prize for an episode of what I'm calling Sins to Homeworld RPG Style. Something like that. I'll come up with a more clever name better. But basically, in this series, we are using this fleet that we have right here. A big mixture of a bunch of different ships. We have some Imperial ships from Zistawa's universe. We have our Coal battleship, which is my ship. The Aculan battlecruiser, which is Princess Marie. If you guys don't know, that is my girlfriend. We have a Radiance battleship, which is Celestia, which if you guys don't know, that's the name of my inner voice. And we have Seraphina, the Halcyon carrier from the Advent side as well, and this is the name of my girlfriend's inner voice. And then we have Roxanne, which is a Venator class Star Destroyer, and then we have Victoria, the cleverly named Victory 2 class Star Destroyer. And we are using these ships to try to conquer this map. This is a simple 1v1 map. I think there's about 20 something planets, so it shouldn't take us too long. And the point of this series is once we clear this map, all the experience that our capital ships have earned is going to be carried over to the next map. And same thing with the resources that we gathered. And basically what I'm planning on doing is as we conquer this map, we'll go on to a larger, more difficult map, and we'll keep going. I think there's like 15 maps I have planned for this series, so this is going to be a very long series. And I just want to see how powerful our ships can get. Like how well can we use these ships to wipe out these planets, and these systems are going to get harder and harder as we clear the previous systems. And the only thing that's not going to be carried over in this series is research, which we're not going to use any of the main research. We're going to be using some custom research I've made for this series, which right now we just have psi training or spell power training to help our advent ships, some improved shield arrays, which increase our maximum shields and shield regen, advanced metallurgy, which improves our maximum armor and armor regen, hull reinforcement, which does the same thing with hull, and then conversions, which I've gotten from Triple R mod, which allows us to specify or to specifically target what kind of a defensive component of our ships do we want to specialize in, shields, armor, or hull. And then we have a new one, which I'm not going to be using for this map, might try to implement it on the next map, called diversions, which allows us to divert power from our reactor to certain parts of the ship to make that part more powerful. So we can divert power to shields to increase our maximum shields, but reducing our engine speed, antimatter regeneration, and weapon damage. Or we can do, I will be making different versions of this for like diverting to engines for increased speed, diverting to regeneration to increase antimatter regen, diverting to weapons to do more damage. So again, we're not going to play around with this research in this episode, or in this map actually, because I still need to implement this, but we might play around with it a little bit on the next map, depending on how the regeneration or how the layout of the map is. And in order to win this map, we have to wipe out everything. I made the NPCs hostile to us, so we have to fight them to take them over. We have to fight the pirate base, which the pirate base is basically going to be the boss of the map. This map is too small. I didn't generate a pirate base, so we don't have to worry about that. But maybe the next map or the next map after that, we'll have to worry about it. And then as we clear out the maps, I will make it to where these NPCs have more defenses and a larger defensive fleet to make the next map a little bit harder on us. Eventually, I'll also make it to where every single enemy in the game increases their defenses and their weapon damage. I think I talked about it a little bit more on the first episode. That's not going to happen until like map 4 or 5. But that's stuff that we'll have to worry about, and stuff that's going to make this this playthrough very, very interesting. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let me grab Princess Marie real quick, because she is our colony ship to take over this planet. Our next goal for this episode is I want to take over this this basic asteroid. It just has some tier 1 defenses of Cobalt light frigates and some Shuriken gunships, and then we're going to take over this moon, and then we're going to probably come over here and fight this barren planet. Now, I was looking in between episodes, and the NPCs are sending enemy ships to try to take over this planet. I have set them to not build any roaming ships, so I'm assuming they're just sending out whatever they started out with, because I forgot to adjust that. And in the future, I think I'm just going to make the NPCs ally with the militia, so they don't no longer attack each other. And make it to where they don't start off with their fleet. They have to actually build up their fleet from scratch, which might make it a little bit more interesting. But anyways, yeah, let's get into this game. And capturing these planets we don't really have to do. This is more or less a mental marker for me. And ignore this going up right here. This is why I need to set the NPCs to be allies with each other so they don't fight each other, because I believe it's the normal prize. Yeah, the normal prize, I have the Exodus Debris Reclamation Center on. This is basically when we kill enemy ships, we get metal and crystal from them. That's how I kind of balanced out the economy, because we don't make any money from our planets. We only make it by fighting. And it affects the entire map. It doesn't just affect my faction. So anytime there's an enemy ship that fights each other and they lose, I get money from it, or I get resources from it. So I need to make it to where the NPCs do not fight each other. They only fight me in order to fix that. Yeah. Anyways, once Princess Marie gets the planet under our control, and we get the fleet in position, we will move up to fight this asteroid planet. And then once we fight this, these tier 3s, this will be the first tier 3 that we fight in the campaign. And these tier 3s are going to be quite deadly because they have Kodiak medium cruisers on them. They also have bombers and fighters, so we'll have to worry about enemy fighters and enemy bombers affecting us. Also, we're not going to be doing any type of auction in this playthrough because there's no point. I attempted to try to turn them off, but by turning them off, I accidentally made it to where they'll always give you the best things on every auction. So we just have to learn to ignore them. But yeah. Anyways, Princess Marie is almost there. And once everything gets in position, we will head out to our first planet. First planet for this episode, I should say. And also in between maps for Victoria, I am planning to give her a taunt ability that's similar to Celestia. I'm just going to make it to where it doesn't do additional damage or doesn't reduce the damage coming in. All it does is just get the attention of the enemy for like a minute or two. Because in the lore, at least from what I understand from Captain Shack, who is a YouTuber and Twitch streamer that I watch a lot, and he is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to Star Wars lore. So if you guys want to know anything about that, go check out his channel. But victories are more of an escort type ship. They're there to take the damage from the ISDs, so the ISDs don't get harmed. Kind of like how a destroyer in like a actual navy works, where they're supposed to take the damage from the battleships and carriers so they stay alive, and you don't lose like a massive warship, and you only lose like a small ship or like a sacrifice type. So Victory 2 is going to kind of be the same thing for the normal prize. I want Victoria to protect the normal prize, but I don't want her to take the entire attention from the fight, because the normal prize is the battleship of the fleet. He has defensive abilities to help keep him alive longer. And once we get to level 6, we'll have Finest Hour, which is an armor and whole healing ability. So definitely want him to go first compared to Victoria. Even though Victoria's defenses are higher than the normal prize, or I should say her pools are higher. She has 9,200 shields compared to your normal prize's 8,510. She has 14,950 armor compared to your normal prize's 18,400. But she only has 41 armor strength, where your normal prize is 108, almost double. So he has almost double the damage resistance when it comes to her armor, or his armor. So, yeah. So probably to like make sure the normal prize always goes in first, because in Sens 2, don't know if you guys know this, but whatever ship arrives first is what gets the attention of the enemy. They focus fire on that first ship that arrives. So as long as the normal prize arrives first, everyone will get his attention on him, and then Celestia can use her animosity, and then in the future, Victoria can use her taunt ability to try to take some of the pressure off the normal prize so he doesn't die and get overwhelmed. That's the plan. It's going to be like quite interesting. All right. So to just go ahead and test this real quick, I'm going to tell the normal prize to move in by himself. And then we will grab the rest of the fleet and tell them to go in together. And this should make it to where the normal prize always arrives first, because it's easier for one ship to get in position to hyperspace than the entire fleet.
Good day, Commander.
So let's see how well this works. And the only downside about all the fleet not arriving at the same time is their experiences might get a little bit off. I think for the series, I'm just going to focus on how much experience the normal prize has, and then we'll just share it between everyone. I'll make it a little bit easier. But yep, here goes normal prize first. The rest of the fleet is getting ready to jump. Here we go. Yeah, that's not too big of a delay. That's fine. So we're just gonna have to remember to do that, just to guarantee the normal prize always arrives first, so that he always gets the attention of the enemy. I don't know why I did this today. I grabbed some tea for the morning time to have something to drink while I was having breakfast, and then for lunch I grabbed a soda, and I didn't finish my tea. So I have like a half drinking soda and a half drinking glass of tea. They're like going back and forth in between to finish up. Any of you guys ever do that? You ever guys get so distracted with something that you like will grab stuff for like lunch and breakfast and then only eat like half of it? Like I also have 2 bags of chips I keep bringing up to snack on and just forget to eat them. Brains are so weird sometimes. Anyways, we are approaching Tatina. Ooh, cute name. And this should be a very simple takeover. Your normal prize, you focus on the light frigates. And the rest of the fleet is actually not that far behind, so that worked pretty well. Celestia, focus on the light frigates.
Is at hand.
Victoria,
awaiting your command.
Same thing.
Order confirmed.
Our fleet is under attack.
Roxanne, you focus on the gunships. And TIE fighters, gunships, TIE interceptors, gunship, defenders, gunship as well. And Roxanne, you didn't launch all your fighters, probably because you're still constructing them. So go ahead and launch everything.
Ready for orders. Setting up my run.
There we go. Seraphina, focus on the gunships, and your fighters, focus on the gunships as well.
Our vengeance is yours.
Also, you also didn't launch all your fighters. And Princess Marie, same thing. Focus on the gunships.
A short detour while we clear a path. Hey, no bid, no deal.
Yeah, how we carry experience over and between maps it's gonna matter a little bit at the beginning, but once we get really high level, it's not gonna really matter because we're gonna require a crap ton of experience. Like I expect the late maps that we're only gonna level up like 3 or 4 times because of how much experience is gonna be required to get to the next level. Which means in the late maps, our research is gonna be very important to make our ships more powerful instead of just raw level ups. Right now, we're going to level up pretty quickly because we're a low level, so saving up for money for the later maps probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But 2 more light frigates. This tier 1 defense place is wiped out. Fantastic. Princess Marie, We need you to take this planet over.
We're underway.
And the rest of you,
Ready for battle.
just get ready to go to the next planet.
Our voices speak as one.
Did I accidentally grab all the fighters?
Awaiting
That's not what I
orders.
meant to do.
The unities will be done.
There we go. I grabbed all the fighters and I put them in a formation. Yeah, but for our fighter fleet, we have 30 Advent fighters, 12 TIE fighters, 8 TIE interceptors, and 4 TIE defenders. And TIE defenders, I totally forgot, have proton torpedoes that have a 20% chance to bypass shields. And same thing with Roxanne. Yeah, she has a proton torpedo launcher on the front of her ship that has a slight chance to go through enemy shields.
Founded. Good day, Commander.
At last.
Our next target now is the moon. And then we might fight this one because its supply is a little bit lower than this one up here. We might fight Tyrodas first. And how are we doing on experience? Yeah, we didn't get a whole lot of experience. Tier 1s don't really provide a whole lot. And we have a pretty big fleet, so it's going to take a while for all of them to level up because they all share experience together. Yeah, I think what I might do is take the one that's the highest, has the most experience, and then take the one that has the lowest experience, find the differences between them, and then use that to scale all of them together. So like if these two are like 100 experience differences, then I'll take 50, or I'll take like 50 and then add 50 to the small one, and then use that to make all the experience for like everyone else. I think that would be a pretty good balance. Otherwise, if I take the lowest, we're going to lose off of an experience. If I take the highest, their ship's going to get unnecessary experience that they haven't earned. So I feel like that's going to be a good balance. Anyways,
Ready for battle.
no more prize. You move in.
Easily done.
So we get to fight Dreshta.
Unleash our wrath.
And then the rest of you follow behind.
At last.
I am quite impressed in Victoria's DPS output. She seems to be doing pretty good. How are we doing on like who has the most kills right now? Victoria has 13, Enormal Prize has 18, Celestia has 17, Roxanne has 19, Seraphina has 18, and Princess Marie has 8. Princess Marie is a little bit low, but until she gets her inspiring broadcast up a little bit more so she can do more DPS, she's going to be a little bit on the low side. But it's okay. She's a support ship. She's not a frontline battleship. Alright, Normal Prize has got his warp drive on, or hyperdrive on.
All hands, prepare for phase jump.
There we go. Moving into the next planet. Alrighty, we have
Ready
arrived.
for battle.
Normal Prize,
Fire at will.
focus on the light corvettes. Basically gonna do the same exact thing we did last time.
Reporting in.
Victoria, focus
Moving
on
to
the
the
light
orders.
frigates. Celestia,
Our time has
focus on the
come.
light frigates.
This shall be a reckoning.
We have 12 gunships and 5 light frigates to kill.
Reporting.
Roxanne, focus on the
Attack.
gunships.
TIE defenders
TIE
standing by,
defenders,
setting up my run.
interceptors, and fighters focus on the gunships. And then Seraphina has arrived, focus on the gunships. Same thing with your TIE fighters.
Our fleet is under attack.
And Princess
Where do
Marie
you
is
need
here
me?
as well,
Hold
focus on the
tight.
gunships.
This'll only take a minute.
Now, Seraphina did lose off a little bit of experience because we killed that fighter, or to kill that ship before Seraphina arrived, or before Princess Marie arrived. So I think she's 8 experience points behind the rest of the fleet now, which still isn't bad. Just a little bit sad that because she's a support ship, she always jumps in last. So she often misses a little bit of the combat. Ooh, Victoria right next to the normal prize. There we go. That's a cool screenshot. Victoria in the background right next to a normal prize. That's gonna be today's thumbnail. So yeah, the one of the plans for the series, hopefully I'm going to try to get an episode out once every 3 days. Also, if you guys are wondering why suddenly I'm starting to upload videos again, well, I put it off for quite some time because I was trying to focus a lot of time on Princess Marie because our relationship is getting really serious. And I had this really cool idea for this series, so I asked her about it, and she's like, yeah, you should do that. I was like, but what about focusing on you? She's like, don't worry, we'll have plenty of time to focus on each other. Focus on what you really want to do. So I'm just like, yaw. I love you so much, babe. And so yeah, I'm hoping that I don't overwhelm myself this time, although I always love doing super ambitious series, even though I don't think I've completed any of them. So I'm hoping I could focus on this one and just really do a good job for you guys and provide some much needed entertainment in this world that's really, really, really crazy. Because that was another reason why I wanted to do this. It's just all the craziness going in the world has gotten me, and I wanted to provide entertainment for people to help them escape it as well. So
Awaiting orders.
But anyways, we have cleared out this planet.
How can I be of service?
Princess Marie,
Ahead slow.
you'll do the honors. And we're still nowhere near leveled up. Victoria requires 675 experience compared to 575 the rest of the fleet. But that's also because the scaling in the Star Wars universe is a lot weirder than the Sun's universe. So my scale for this ship is a little bit bigger than your typical capital ship. This would be considered a heavy capital ship if I would classify it in the Sun's universe. So that's why it requires more experience, because it's a larger ship. Where the Victory 1s is I would consider like a heavy cruiser or light capital ship. It's a little bit weaker than what your typical capital ship would be, so it requires less experience. And Imperial Star Destroyer, even though in the Star Wars universe, the Imperial Star Destroyer is like the baseline for our capital ship. In this universe, they are about probably almost not quite twice. I would say 60 to 80% more powerful than what a typical capital ship would be. So yeah, scaling is weird, but hopefully I got all the scaling correct. I think the Imperial 2 is right underneath super capitals in this universe, where in the Star Wars universe that's just considered like a heavy capital ship.
Good day, Commander.
The unities will be done.
Anyways, we got this under our control. Now, the next target we want to go to is Terra Dias because of the fact it's not quite as heavily armored as or heavily defended as Chatis. Let's see what they currently have on. So Chatis has 18 flak frigates, 14 light cobalts. This one has 11 flak frigates and 12 cobalts, so a lot less. 11 LRM cruisers and 13 Kodiak mediums. This one has 10 LRM cruisers and 9 Kodiaks, so definitely a lot less. And 14 missile corvettes, 21 gunships, but 19 missile corvettes and 26 gunships, so I got high rolls on those. 39 bombers, 56 fighters, 40 bombers, 57 fighters, about the same on the fighter rolls. So yeah, overall, this one is definitely a lot weaker. It's got a lot more lower rolls than what the other one's got.
At last.
So let's get the fleet in position, and depending on how well this fighting goes, I don't know if it's going to level us up to 3. It's going to be close. We might have to give us a little bit of an advantage in this fight. We can still do a conversion research because we do have a colonite. Or colonide. I'm thinking about converting to hull. Part of the reason why is because most of our ships are heavy hull focused. Other than Seraphina and Celestia, a normal prize has 18,400 hull, Princess Marie has 21,620 hull, Roxanne has 12,650 hull, Victoria has 20,700 hull. And also, this will affect our fighters as well, where the admin fighters have 45 hull, 15 shields, TIE fighters have 35 hull, interceptors have 50 hull, defenders have 35 shields, 50 armor, and 70 hull. So I think we might do a conversion. And then if we ever find iridium, or we get enough crystal in order to get our iridium, because it takes 5,000 to get a exotic in my mod, we might get improved shield arrays to help improve our shielding technology. I know Celestia and Seraphina have the most shields. Everyone else has a decent amount of shields. I don't know, we're gonna have to figure that out. It will help our fighters, and it will help our defenders, our admin fighters and our defenders. But let's go ahead and do the conversion. Let's convert to hull. And kind of like a personal, what would you call it? Not roadblock. Personal opinion, maybe? Personal rule, I think is the right word I'm looking for. Whatever conversion we start, we're sticking with one. So if we decide to convert to hull, then we'll do nothing but convert to hull. Because, well, if we do all 3 conversions, it'll bounce us back out to 0. If we do 2, it will heavily focus on 1. Like, we could do 2 if we wanted to. That might be an experiment. But I think for now, we're just going to focus on 1 conversion. Maybe do a second one way in the future if we think that's absolutely necessary. Yeah, let's get that conversion done. And let's see what it does. Should lose some shields and armor. There it goes. I now have 8,405 shields, 12,495 armor, and 18,860 hull. Roxanne now has 8,635 shields, 7,950 armor, 12,970 hull. Celestia now has 20,900 shields, 5,720 armor, and 10,330 hull. Seraphina has 17,490 shields, 3,865 armor, and 9,430 hull. Princess Marie has 7,045 shields, 4,885 armor, and 22,165 hull. And Victoria now has 9,085 shields, 14,765 armor, and 21,220 hull. And our admin fighters now have 14 shields, but 50 armor or 50 hull. Our TIE fighters now have 38 hull instead of 35. Our TIE interceptors have 55 hull instead of 50. Our TIE defenders have 33 shields, 48 armor, but 77 hull instead of 65. I think overall for our fighters, that was a good choice, because until we get more fighter squadrons, this is going to be kind of a problem for our fighters. They don't have high survivability. But anyways, let's do this.
For battle.
Let's move in. Let's fight this tier 3.
Easily done.
Alrighty, we are arriving to Terradas. And again, just a reminder, this is our first tier 3 defensive planet that we are fighting. I cannot retreat from this. Only time we can is if Princess Marie gets to level 6 and has her retreat ability. And we're going to see how well this works. Hopefully we do a pretty good job. And we have arrived. Alrighty, a normal prize. You are going to focus on keeping the attention of the medium cruisers.
We must take down the enemy or die trying.
That is going to be your primary objective. Let me make sure you have your abilities on.
Awaiting your command.
Victoria, you're going to do the same thing. Since you do quite a bit of damage and do quite a bit of shield damage with your ion cannons, you're going to focus on the medium cruisers as well.
Heading to destination.
Celestia,
With our next move.
your job is going to be to focus on the light frigates.
May we live beyond this next conquest.
Can we still turn the tide in our favor?
Reporting.
And Roxanne, I think I'm going to have you focus on the flak frigates. So you can do your large amount of damage and focus on killing the ships that are going to try to kill our fighters.
Open fire.
Ready for
And
battle.
fighters, you're going to focus
For
on the fighters.
Empire. Ready for battle.
Wipe out those enemy fighters as quickly as
I have the
possible.
target in sight.
Our confidence wavers.
And Serafina, I want you to focus on the missile corvettes.
Not the easy vengeance we imagined.
And the fighters, I think I'm gonna have you focus on the same thing. Focus on the enemy fighters. Try to wipe out those fighters as quickly as possible.
Awaiting your command.
Reporting
And
in.
Princess Marie, you focus on the corvettes. That's what you specialize
Secure
on.
the passengers.
Awaiting your command.
And for now, I'm just gonna have these guys wait.
Reporting.
Time to bid. Place them high.
Yes, Commander.
There we go. Okay, and yep,
Coming around.
reassign your guys is what I want you to do.
Tremble before the unity.
Awaiting orders.
And you were the
Attack!
flak frigates. There we go.
Good day, Commander.
We're gonna play the game at 50% speed, just to make sure that we do all of our
Fleet is under attack.
orders properly.
Our time has come.
Yep. Celestia,
At last.
be sure to get the attention of some of the enemy fighters. Good, good, good.
Reporting in. A sound plan.
Princess Marie, you need to kind of get up here
Ahead
with the
slow.
main fleet.
Reporting.
Roxanne, use your spat turbo laser to make sure you kill those ships pretty quickly.
Your presence is strong.
And Serafina, yep,
We'll consider it.
need to make your way up
Unleash
here.
our wrath.
Same thing with Celestia.
Our voices speak as one.
We want to make sure that the normal prize doesn't take too much damage. But right now he's kind of like just exposed.
Reporting.
Good, good. Keep getting rid of those flak frigates. How are we doing? We haven't lost any advent fighters yet. I say that and then we lose one. TIE fighters are still looking good. TIE interceptors are looking good. TIE defenders are looking good. Cool. The normal prizes. Shields are down to half.
Reporting in. A sound plan.
You may speak. The anima are restless.
This probably wasn't the best, what do you call it? Like,
Where
approach
do you need me?
to the enemy situation.
Heading for coordinates.
Roxanne, get closer to the fleet.
Our time has come.
Celestia, keep focusing on the light
None
frigates.
shall survive.
Reporting in. Let this be a lesson. Next time, pay up. Ready for battle.
Oh, Roxanne's taking a decent amount of damage. She's down to 5,000 shields. Oh boy. Normal prizes shields are getting close to failing.
Our time has come.
Celestia, I need you to get the attention of the enemy. Where can we get the most attention? There are a lot of corvettes fighting us. Yeah, focus on these.
The anima are restless.
Serafina, push the enemy away, do some damage to the fighters and corvettes.
Reporting.
Our shields are down, Commander.
My shields have just failed. Princess Marie, you need to be focusing
steady. We're
on the
going in.
missile corvettes.
Your presence is strong.
And Serafina, you're supposed to be focusing... I think I'm going to have you focus on the corvettes as well. They seem to be doing the most damage.
Glory to the Unity!
Reporting in.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Comlink active.
I know converting the hull reduced our shields and armor. I would say maybe it wasn't that big of a deal, but again, a normal prize's specialty is its armor and shields.
How can I be of service?
Weapons online. Attacking target.
How can I be of service?
Okay, and everyone's taking advantage of the sparring broadcast. Good. We're down to 26 Advent fighters. We still haven't lost a TIE fighter or TIE interceptor yet. So that's good. How are we doing on the enemy fighters? They're down to 23. Once we... Actually, I'm going to have
defenders standing
defenders
by,
focus
setting
on the
up my run.
bombers.
Orders,
Same thing with the
sir.
interceptors.
Acquiring target.
Try to get rid of some of these enemy bombers so they don't do too much damage to our capital ships.
Good day, Commander.
Cool, cool. Keep killing the flak frigates. We lost a TIE interceptor. One of our TIE defenders is really getting hurt. The enemy is losing fighters quickly. That's good. Nope. Victoria's
Awaiting
shields have
orders.
failed.
Unleash our wrath.
Celestia, I need you to take all of these guys. Actually, over there would be nice too. It's a lot of the flak frigates. This is a good amount of firepower. So I have all of these focus on you. Help take some of the damage off of your normal prize. Because your shields are still pretty much at full, so you have a lot of survivability left. Alright, how's our fighters doing? We are getting our fighters replenished.
Our vengeance is yours.
This ability is ready. Use this to do some damage to the corvettes and push them away to help reduce DPS. Good, good, good.
Glory to the Unity!
Yes, Commander. Reporting.
Roxanne, how are you doing? Your shields are about to fail. Okay.
We've lost the shield generator.
Ooh, baby. Have a lot of damage going on. How are we doing on levels? Still quite some time until we level.
How can I be of service?
Alright, yeah, Princess Marie, you're doing a good job.
You may speak.
Some of the heavy hitters are now focusing on Celestia, which will give, more probably some time.
Your presence is strong.
How many of the enemy do we have left? There's only 9 enemy fighters left.
Orders, sir.
So I'm going to take my TIE fighters and tell them to focus on the bombers.
Attacking target.
We have 1 defender left and 1 interceptor left. Oh boy. This isn't looking too good. We have 23 gunships, which is part of the reason why they keep wiping out our fighters.
Our vengeance is yours.
In fact, Serafina, I'm gonna have you focus on the gunships.
Glory to the Unity!
They're down to, 11 missile corvettes is still a lot. but the gunships are kind of the ones being the problem for me.
Unleash our wrath.
Focus on these ones again. Celestia, what are you fighting? Fighting, oh yeah, that's right, because Victoria is fighting the medium cruisers with the normal prize. How many normal frigates? They have 10. Okay, yeah, never mind. You're good. Carry on. Get the attention of these.
Comlink active.
Help reduce the pressure off the normal prize. Down to 5,000 armor.
The anima are restless.
We have a second interceptor built. Fantastic. I mean, we're still doing good on normal fighters, but they are very, very damaged. There are only 3 enemy fighters left. Get rid of these fighters so we can focus heavily on reducing the bombers, which will help reduce the damage that we're taking from our capital ships.
Your presence is strong.
Oh, Serafina is ready for another telekinetic push. Let's go ahead and do that.
Reporting in.
Do not move.
presence
Do
is
not
strong.
move.
Cry for mercy.
Reporting in. Brace for combat.
Good, good.
Your presence is strong.
Whew, Roxanne, your armor's down to half. Victoria, you're still doing good. No more prizes.
Good day, Commander.
Doing good.
You may speak.
Celestia's down to about half of her shields. How are we doing on the big guys? There's 5 big guys left. 8 normal frigates. We killed all the fighters, good. Everyone focus on wiping out the bombers. We got 7 missile frigates left, or missile corvettes. Still got 18 gunships. We can wipe out these bombers. Each one of these bombers do 12.5 DPS. We can wipe these out. This will definitely help our survivability. Everyone still has armor. Princess Marie is starting to take a decent amount of damage. Her shields are getting low. I'm going to keep using Celestia as much as I can to try to absorb some of the enemy's impact.
Our time has come.
There you go. Be sure to keep their attention. Okay. This does look really cool though, having this huge fight going on with all the different ships. Seeing the turbo lasers and the ion beams and the spat cannons. It's really cool. One thing I love about Sens 2 and how easy it is to mod other things
Weapons
in.
online.
Our spat cannon is almost ready. Ooh, there's only 1 flak frigate left, and then I can use Roxanne to help fight off the Actually, I might use Roxanne to fight the LRM cruisers. Well, no, I can't. Roxanne's about to lose her armor. Ooh, that's not good.
Awaiting your command.
Victoria,
Move
I
into
need you to
coordinates.
move over here.
Where do you need me?
You need to help protect Roxanne. She's very vulnerable right now.
Reporting in. Order confirmed.
Armor down! We're taking direct hits now!
Awaiting command.
And Roxanne, I want you to focus
Fire at
on
will.
the light frigates.
Unleash our wrath.
Victoria, I might... Let's see, there's only 1 medium cruiser left. Yeah, you're going to start focusing
Order
on the
confirmed.
LRMs. We're going to get rid of these missile boats. You have a lot of armor, so you should hopefully survive for a while, or at least get the attention off of Roxanne, who's now down to hull. 11 enemy bombers left. And their numbers are getting low.
Vengeance is yours.
Use us to do more damage to the corvettes and more or less get them away to give us a little bit of breathing room.
No armor!
We
Reporting
my armor just failed. Oh boy.
Reporting in.
Seven enemy bombers left. Yeah, right now the main threat is just the LRM cruisers.
Comlink active. Fire at will.
Got rid of all the medium cruisers, which is nice.
Weapons online.
Our time has come.
And Celestia, you're still doing pretty good. I want you
At last.
to get the attention of the LRM cruisers.
Reporting in.
You're getting close to leveling, so our fleet might level at the end of this fight.
Reporting in.
They are going to be damaged.
How can I be of service?
Here you go. Good job, Celestia.
Awaiting orders.
Alright. And now, TIE defenders.
Heading for attack position.
Everyone, focus on wiping out the rest of the gunships.
Empire, ready for battle.
Lost a good chunk of our fighters, but we didn't lose all of our fighters. That's good. We were able to take the flak frigates out fast enough and still have the fighter advantage. We have almost 12,000 credits from all the fighting.
The engine starts now. Don't be sound.
Okay, there's 2 Cobalt light frigates, and then we just have the LRM cruisers.
Unleash our wrath.
Alright,
Retribution is
everyone,
ours.
focus on the LRM cruisers.
Vengeance is yours.
So yeah, that was
Make this
that was an
short
intense
and
battle.
Sweet. How can I be of service?
Attack that target. Awaiting orders.
Ready for
That
battle.
was
Heading
quite
for
an
attack
intense
position.
battle. Victoria lost her shields, got down to about half on our armor. I lost my shields and my armor and took a little bit damage to the hull. Princess Marie almost lost her shields completely. Seraphina actually didn't take a whole lot of damage because she was surrounded by most of the capital ships, so she took a little bit of shield damage. She usually starts taking a lot of damage if we lose the fighter battle because the fighters and corvettes will start, or the fighters will start focusing on the carriers. Celestia lost about half of her shield, and most of that is from her taunt ability, by having enemies focus on her so that the other ships won't take too much damage. And Roxanne lost her shields, armor, and a little bit of hull. So, yeah. This feels good though. I like the balance of these ships. Like, if this was an actual battle, like in the Star Wars universe or something, this is how I feel like it would actually happen. Like, Victoria is a victory too, so she has a lot of survivability, but not as much survivability as, like, the normal prize. Mainly because the normal prize has healing and defensive abilities. Yeah, I should be able to go into cinematic mode. Let me use this one more time to make sure that they all focus on Celestia. If I had the taunt ability on Victoria, I'd probably be using her. Although Celestia's shields are still up, and shields and missiles only do 50% damage to shields, so she is the proper tank for when it comes to these missile ones. See if I can find another good shot. Might be better if we're on the other side. Yeah, here we go. Roxanne, Victoria, Enormal Prize, Seraphina, Celestia, and Princess Marie. I love this team.
Hey, no big no deal.
Hey, some of us have leveled up to 3. Victoria probably not going to level up because we don't have enough. She requires more experience. But everyone else has. Fantastic. Princess Marie, Seraphina, Roxanne, Celestia, and the normal prize all leveled up to 3 after this fight. Cool. We'll go through all of our levels here in a moment. And because of how long this battle took, we're probably going to end the episode. Although, we might be able to do the next fight. It's just going to go a little bit over, because I think we're like at 45 minutes. And these battles can take like 20 to 25 minutes. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end this episode after this, because next episode we're going to fight that tier 3, and then the next tier 3, and then we're going to fight the TEC, or the TEC place. The heck is it? This place. We're going to take this over. It's going to be a difficult fight, but I think we can do it. And I think once we take that over, we'll have control of the exotic market. And then we'll be able to sell our excess exotics we don't want for additional money. But we'll have to spend a little bit of our money on this planet in order to build up a defense, or a repair station to get our ships back up and operational. But anyways, let's go through everything. So your normal prize is now level 3. Takes 925 experience to get to the next level. We now have 9,500 shields, 14,125 armor, and 21,320 hull. Cool. And for your third ability, we're going to get the experimental beams, and we can use the massive ion cannon on the front of us to do more DPS. Next one would be Celestia, who now has 23,625 shields, 6,500 armor, and 11,675 hull. Not bad. And your next ability, I think I'm going to give you a better animosity, allowing you to do additional damage and taking less damage when the enemies are under that effect. We might get detonate antimatter in the future when we get higher level, but for now, we don't really need this until we start fighting like enemy capital ships. And I am planning to have the enemies build that, but that's going to be a couple maps from now. So, second animosity it is. And next after that would be Princess Marie, who now has 7,960 shields, 5,525 armor, and 25,055 hull. Jeez. The lady has a lot of survivability when it comes to hull, and her upgrade is going to be Inspiring Broadcast 2, allowing her to increase the attack speed by 6% of everything in her broadcast, including our fighters. That's a modification I made to the ability. Because they're going to have radios anyway, so they should be able to hear the broadcast. Alright, and then after that we have Seraphina, which by leveling up to an odd level, she now has 4 squadrons she can use. So we're gonna have to upgrade that. And she now has 19,770 shields, 4,365 armor, and 10,660 hull. And for her next squadron, we're not going to be building this squadron. You're not allowed to have that because you're Advent. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe have an additional bomber squadron for more DPS, but our DPS is pretty darn good. We're able to handle things pretty well with Victoria. So maybe, yeah, we'll get another fighter squadron, bringing you up to 40 fighters total. And your upgrade ability is going to be the next telepathic push, which will reduce the the speed and turn speed of people within the radius of the telekinetic push. I did modify this to where it doesn't increase damage as you level this up. Your damage will increase as you increase spell power. So yeah, so now you have those. And next would be Roxanne. So Roxanne now has 9,760 shields, 8,990 armor, and 14,660 hull. And one thing I did forget to go through is our armor strength, because it goes up every time we level. So normal prize has 110, Celestia has 93, Seraphina has 47, Princess Marie has 48, and Roxanne now has 36 still. Whew, jeez. She has a lot of armor, but not a lot of armor strength. And your upgrade is going to be the upgrade to the spat laser. It'll now do 85 damage per second instead of 75, which I might have to modify that more because I haven't officially tested that ability. But cool. And you're not going to be building additional fighters. I think I'm going to give you a second TIE fighter squadron. That'll bring you up to 24 TIE fighters total. Nice. And we can now build 2 at a time. Which, like, whereas for Seraphina, now that she has 4 fighter squadrons, she can build 4 fighters at a time. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And now, Princess Marie, I need you to take over this planet.
We're underway.
And then once we have that taken over, we need to do a little bit of research. And we need to go ahead and just unlock. Actually, we can just unlock all of these.
Military research tier complete.
I have this set to where all these are free, so there's no reason to not have them unlocked. And then we need to get repair drone blueprint.
Military research tier complete.
And build us a couple repair stations so we can get everything repaired up.
Military research tier complete.
To prepare for the next fight, which will be in the next episode. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do all this stuff off camera.
Military research tier complete.
And I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode here. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. If you did, please leave a like. If you like what I do, consider subscribing. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Faker have arrived. Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated. The mothership must